Hey there, welcome to Accurate Physics. Today I'm gonna talk about course objectives, how to write down the course objectives for the physics courses. So in this channel, I talked about the course materials related to physics and physics teaching. If you haven't subscribed this channel, please subscribe this channel. So to get started with today's video, let me describe about how to write down the course objectives. So in ABCD module, there are four major components of writing course objectives. First one is audience. A stands for audience. Second one is V. B stands for behavior. C stands for condition. And last one, D, stands for degree. So when you are writing course objectives, you have to pay attention to these four most important concepts so that based on this frame, you can write down course objectives for your course. So what do you mean by audience, behavior, condition, and degree? While writing course objectives, I will be delving into detail and show you an example of how to write down the course objectives for physics courses. So, audience means to whom you are presenting that particular course that you are preparing for. If you are educated, you will have to prepare your course, develop your course for online mode or on ground mode, whatever mode, it doesn't matter. You have to write down course objectives. So this is the first and foremost thing you have to do as an educator, as a teacher, as a professor. So audience will be your students. You have to describe the intended learner who to whom you are presenting the course. So of course, they will be your students, right? After you decide, you know your audience, you have to describe what capability, what learning outcomes they should be able to know after studying this course. For example, should they have to explain something that you have presented through this course? Should they have to apply some mathematical tools or mathematical equations or discuss about something, illustrate or demonstrate related to your course objectives? For example, what do you want after studying the Newton's laws of motion? Students should be able to explain, describe, or they should be able to demonstrate some like experimental things, or they should be able to apply Newton's laws of motion in daily life, or they should be able to use the mathematical tools or mathematical equations to solve problems. And they should be book problems or daily life problems, whatever problems that they have. So this is about capability after learning these course materials, contents, what they should know. Your students should know. That is the behavior. And the third one is condition. In your course objective, you should write down the condition, what tools, what equipments, what apparatus they need to know. They should be able to manipulate. They should be able to handle it, utilize it to complete the behavior. Behavior means capability, right? To acquire that knowledge, discuss, explain, or demonstrate what tools they need. This is under the condition. So you should state the conditions. And finally, degree. What degree they should know in terms of time, in terms of accuracy. For example, if you are teaching particular principle, particular law, what degree they should be able to measure. For example, if they are measuring the acceleration due to gravity, what do you want? Do you want to your students to get the value of acceleration due to gravity within 1 to 5%, or within 10%, plus minus 20%, or plus minus 0.001%. You have to determine and you have to state the degree in your course objectives. So quality as well, proportions. So these are the degrees in which students are achieving what you are teaching in the class. So here is a beautiful example I have written down after so many hours of study about this module, and I wrote the course objectives for scientific theory and mathematical tools. See here, I separated, categorized different mm, components of ABCD module by different color, the audience, behavior, condition, and degree. So upon the completion of this module or this course, we can say, right? So students will explain scientific method in 4 steps. So this is one of the course objectives, right? Who are our audience? Students, which is number 1. So what is behavior? Explain scientific method. So after I teach about scientific theory and mathematical tools, this is just for one chapter, right? But this could be the course outcome, because from first few chapters or first few topics, what they should know, what they should understand, right? They should be able to understand scientific method and the degree in 4 steps, right? So it's not necessary to have all the components in a single course outcome, right? For instance, in this first example of course outcome, I don't have condition, right? Conditions are not needed in this case. In the second example, course objective number 2, given problems related to motion, right? This is the condition given, right? My audience are students again, will be able to compute. They should be able to compute. That is the behavior, capability after completing, after learning this course, they should be able to compute, right? The basic mathematical problems. So degree is just basic. I don't like to uh, get advanced knowledge, advanced capability in my students, right? Mathematical problems is the behavior. So they should be able to compute the mathematical problems. So what kind of assignments you are providing, you are taking to test the outcomes? So it might be different, but in this case, I put like, I will assess these outcomes from one discussion from this topic and one quiz. I hope you understand much better. If you are educator and you haven't write down course objectives, you must write down course objectives, course outcomes, so that by the end of the semester, by the end of the course, you can gain the outcome, whether they are getting, your students are getting what you supposed to get it or not.